Hello, everybody.
That was a great lead
Thank
in.
you. Thank you. I had
Great intro.
I had to lead in with truly 4-year energy.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
4 years.
What do we do about that?
Talk about it, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
Friends.
First thing we do is say, hi, everybody. It's been 4 years since Starloss started. Holy crap.
Jeez.
How are we still doing this?
Because people are paying just enough money for us to maintain paying Marcy.
Oh yeah. If any of you have ever wondered about Marcy and haven't seen Marcy before in previous things we've done, that's Marcy down there.
Marcy!
Everybody say hi. Marcy is the one who makes sure everything is working. I'm fighting.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Marcy often makes sure that everything is still working. However, Marcy is also the one that sometimes reminds me that I still have to do some stuff sometimes. Because I will get texts at 4 in the morning due to the 12-hour time difference of Marcy going, hey, Noah, I need a card. And I'm like, okay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, no, I gotta fix the time. 1 second.
No, you're fine. I don't wake up to the text. I just wake up first thing in the morning. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, God, those are messages.
Sorry. I'll
okay.
remember.
That's how I am with you, though, Noah, because you like to message me when you're bored at work, and I'm waking up at 6 a.m. and I just have a string of messages from you rambling as I'm sitting there in bed like, what the fuck?
It's not better either. Like, it's significantly worse because usually with Marcy's just like, hey, I need an asset. Can you get that to me today? And I'm like, yeah. With me, when you wake up to a message from me, it's Charlie Day in front of a fucking pegboard.
Cryo, I figured out the lore of the next 30 sessions. This is my theory, and I'm like, I don't know what day it is.
What lore? What are you talking about?
I'm not alive yet.
Yeah. And so
I think I do that with you too. I think they do that with you too, Cryo.
Anyways, yes. It's been 4 years. We started doing Starloss. We started airing Starlost 4 years ago. We started doing it 4 years and several months ago.
Yeah.
We originally, I know the last 3 years, every single anniversary, we've done like a big stream where there's been like games and stuff set up. We literally, the only reason we managed to do this one is because like 4 days ago, I remembered the anniversary was this weekend, and I was like, oh shit, all of us are busy. Kay is graduating. Everyone has something going on this weekend. Ray literally just got home from like work and just ran to the camera. So we wanted to sit here. Yeah, like we wanted to do something, and so we are here now to do that. But alas, this is a bit of a skeleton crew.
Yeah, this is definitely the year that the anniversary truly snuck up on us. Because we've been doing a lot to try and make sure that Starlost and Stormridden as a whole is at its best and like is ready every week, and that we're not forgetting anything.
I'm recovering from a very severe sinus infection.
That is
which is also why I sound like this.
Cryo sound. There will be an episode.
Oh, you guys are gonna love like session 32 or something. I'm talking like solid 36. Snake the entire episode. 36? God, we're so far ahead.
Yeah. Which is a part of the reason that it was so hard for us to remember the anniversary, because like we have been so determined that like unless we absolutely cannot record, we tend to record every week.
I think we've missed like 1 week since Stormridden started.
Yeah,
not counting the holidays.
It's probably gonna catch up to us here soon with summer.
That's okay.
Yeah. but that's whatever. But yeah, so we're really far ahead in Starlost right now. So when you guys ask questions, you'll see a lot of extra mental processing, because I think this is the biggest gap we truly have between what you know and what we know.
And there's
Yeah.
so much lore. There's so much
so
lore.
much.
Yeah.
Oh
The next
my
12 sessions are
God.
fucking nuts, guys. Between where we're at right now in the current campaign and where you guys are watching, so much happens. Oh, can't talk
Yeah.
about any of it. It's gonna hurt me.
Not even a drop. Dude, there's so much stuff. Like, Marcy, here's the thing. Generally, for you guys to kind of understand where Starlost is, right now we are probably about 10 sessions ahead, give or take, at any given time. Marcy is generally 2 to 3 sessions ahead. We've had a little bit of wonkiness because Marcy was basically kicked out of her room for a month for reconstruction. Because it's true.
It was being renovated.
It was for renovations. The basement needed work.
New basement.
Yeah, new
No one made
basement.
this.
We
No one
upgraded
made
Marcy's
this.
basement.
No one made this.
Yeah,
Uh,
Marcy gets a bed now.
Yeah. That was her reward for 4 years. Yeah, probably. But Marcy is generally 2 to 3 sessions ahead there, but we're pushing to generally be about 6 sessions ahead as far as the back end goes, especially because as time has gone on, I am home less and less often, which means I cannot send out the episodes at a normal rate as much anymore. The basement needed work, diabolical thing to enter to.
Hello, Jeff Television.
But yeah, so Marcy was is a couple sessions ahead. So what we know is a huge gap from what Marcy knows is a huge gap from what you guys know. And at one point in about the next 3 to 4 weeks, Marcy is going to know exponentially more than you guys do, because there's about a 4 episode streak where just everything happens.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god, I'm excited!
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
excited. Stop teasing it! Oh my god.
we had
I'm
a
so
session.
excited.
This fills me with joy, because in campaign 1, spoilers if you have not seen campaign 1, but in campaign 1 there is a session like 25, that begins a streak of sessions with a bunch of lore and a bunch of crazy shit happens. It's when Gillian first shows up. It's when Inquisitors first become a problem. It's this big streak of lore that starts, and it starts with a crazy fight, and everybody at the end of the session was like, I think that was my favorite session of Starloss we've played, like, of this campaign. And then now campaign 2 has one of those sessions that has happened but hasn't
It's
aired yet, and
starting.
I'm waiting.
Oh.
I'm waiting.
Oh, haha, by the way, Starlost Season, Starlost Stormridden spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
This is your disclaimer right
Yeah.
here
This is-
for the rest of the stream.
Yeah, you have this is your big thing. 4 years of shit. If you haven't seen it, with everything is on the table. If you haven't seen it and you're showing up to this, good luck.
I just wanted to. Oh, we've got someone who just started watching Starloss. Wow.
No, I just want to say
Wow.
I started watching Starlost Seas when I took a break from social media.
I should read
Huh?
more. I should
Yep.
use my eyeballs.
Yeah, you're an
We
English
do not
major.
want a repeat of the first anniversary. What happened in the first? Oh, I remember.
24
Somebody
hours.
got spoiled.
Someone got
bad.
spoiled like
Haley got
crazy.
spoiled bad.
Oh.
Oopsies. But yeah, no. Jesse, thank you so much. We're so like, it's. We say this every anniversary, and I feel like every anniversary it's more true. It's so fucking insane that people have invested so much of their time, their life, even their money in a lot of cases
Yeah.
to watching this show. I mean, again, it was something that like was made for shits and giggles, basically. Like it was something to where it was just like, I really want to do this. And then everybody else was like, we really want to do this. And then that was it. And now it's been 4 years. And the fact that people can say that they have, I mean, it won't be long before people will be able to say they've seen 200 episodes of Starlost.
Oh my god.
Let me put it in perspective. Because it's been 4 years, somebody could have started high school and graduated high school during that time.
We have people who started college and are like graduating now, which is crazy.
Kay is that example, actually.
Yeah, Kay. Kay is graduating. Like within that, I'm not gonna dox Kay by giving the exact date, but within the span of 2 weeks, Kay will be graduating.
That's
and Kay started college when Starloss started.
Yeah.
It's so awesome to say, and I've said it multiple times over these last 4 years to my friends, to fucking in chat and stuff. And just like anytime somebody is like, yeah, I'm so excited for Starloss, so excited for the new episode, I've been following for so long. Especially when people are like, I don't get the same vibe when I watch like other D&D shows. And I'm like, we're just silly little guys who like telling a story of our silly little guys. That's crazy. Thanks for
I'm just a
watching.
narcissist who was too lazy to write a book.
That's accurate.
Good writing. Would
Thank
read
you.
Again.
No, I think the craziest thing I have heard in the last 4 years is when someone joined the Discord, was talking to other people in the Discord, and completely unprompted from any of us, said, yeah, I enjoy Critical Role, but I don't like it as much as Starlost. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Like, obviously, everybody who puts their show out there to put their foot out there, they all do such an amazing job. I'm absolutely sure. Like, I've seen behind the scenes stuff for other shows and what other people put into what they do. But to me, it's like, wow, these people are phenomenal in the things that they do. Like, we are the little guys. We should be striving to be them. But then hearing people say that they prefer us, it is a sense of like a we're doing good. We're doing really good. It just makes me very proud to be friends with the people that I'm friends with.
No, I mean, even in the description for this, when I was writing this like today, I was like, yeah, it's been 4 years. And like, it's always so funny to look at the scope of the internet, you know? Because it's like, oh yeah, it's been 4 years and we only have 1,800 now, which is a big number when you say it. And then you look at the scale of the internet, it's like, oh yeah, like Dimension 20 sold out like Madison Square.
It's crazy thinking about having 1,800 people though who liked the show enough that they were like, that's an auditorium full of people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so funny to be like, oh yeah, we're still like this little baby show, like this show that like in the scope of the internet is this own little pocket of the internet that like almost, you know, fucking like Cheers over here where everybody knows your name. And it's just it's so strange, but so cool because you get to see this really personal look at just like how the show affects people in a lot of ways, like whether they get really excited. And don't get me wrong, it's fun. Part of the fun fact is like with 4 years and being the size that we are, we get to see and experience some of the side effects of the fact that you guys are growing with us. A lot of you are high school age or college age. So when Stormridden started, you guys were like, I can't keep up because I'm now in my senior year. And it's really funny.
And it's not even just age itself. Calling out Killer Artist here. Your art slaps. It's gotten so much better since you first started watching Seas. I'm so gosh darn proud of you, dude. All right, that's my call out for
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, because we can turn it right back around on you, little
No, don't proceed,
non-Barony,
Bay. Stop.
the person who makes all of our official art for all of our character cards.
Your art has gotten significantly better.
That's right. Perceive
All right. To any of you out there who have made fan art, and this is nothing against those of you who haven't, obviously, but those of you who have made fan art, seeing it at all is amazing. We are always super hyped to see it, but seeing some of you guys change and grow and improve in how you do it, like seeing fan fiction writing get better, or seeing we had the first cosplay ever this last year. We had someone cosplay Bella. That's nuts. Yeah, so seeing you guys grow and get inspired by stuff we do, awesome. Never thought I'd see it. Amazing. Amazing feeling.
Yeah, to see this stuff to where people are like, oh yeah, I want to cosplay like your silly little D&D character. And like, it's cool. It's so cool to be able to acknowledge that kind of stuff. And even though we have our own little pocket, and it's not like we've gone to cons and somebody's like, are you from like, that's kind of the condition of the fact that the planet is 10 billion people, because apparently the census miscounted.
Hey, no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me we got 2 billion extra people without noticing.
Basically, they don't know, but they did discover that the margin of error is a lot larger than they thought it was.
You can't drop that when we're in a live stream like that.
I'm just saying, if somebody fucking recognizes me in public, don't talk to me. I will shit myself.
I thought you were going to go with the Drawfee standard of if you recognize us, it's on site, like it's combat.
No.
Ray will just shit their pants.
Shit myself.
Oh my god.
I don't want to shit myself, so don't.
It's a defense mechanism.
Aww.
Oh, that is really nice though. That is actually one really interesting side effect, is because, like, you know, we've got groups from Crow or groups from Pulse, or like these these little pockets of the internet where people have interacted because of the investment in the people, which is so big with so much of us. It means that, like, we get a lot of people who's like, I was never into D&D. I'm still not into D&D, but I like Starlost. Like, and that I think is the greatest compliment in a lot of ways, to where it's like, you don't even like what we're doing, but you like what we're doing. And I think that's cool.
Crazy.
Which, speaking of rewards, because I forgot to activate this before. Hey, I forgot that we do an anniversary sale, so I had to boot that up real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you can go check out the merch.
Yes, check out the merch, check out our Ko-fi. We've been super busy behind the scenes with stuff. Things are slow, but they're coming. They're coming.
I will say, this is something I wanted it to be ready for the anniversary, but I got a sinus infection, so that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I've been generally ill. But there's something huge for Ko-fi captains specifically to look out for first, and then eventually Ko-fi to get it probably sometime late in summer. But by the end of the month for sure, I'm hoping a bit sooner. I won't give an exact date so that in case my life gets complicated. You guys will be able to playtest the first 10 levels of Tethiary, the custom class that is in Campaign 2. So two subclasses is Tetherwitch, the one that Noah plays in the campaign as Vayne, as well as an additional one called Spark Shielder. Will be it's that one. So those two are going to be attached, as well as just the basic class. So if you're a captain, you'll see it first. You'll have it first for a few months, and then it'll go to the rest of Ko-fi to keep playtesting until such a point when it is good for the world.
And as usual, with Ko-fi stuff, obviously we can't control what you do, but we do ask that, like, when it's in the captain exclusive window, we know a lot of you guys have home games and stuff. try to not share the internal document. You can play them because obviously not everybody who's going to play together is going to be a captain, but we ask that you don't throw the PDF around because the Ko-fi literally is the only reason the show keeps going. Without it, we would stop doing the show. We'd probably still play, but like we wouldn't be doing the show anymore. So like, pretty please.
Okay, do you think we have gotten
Question?
to the point where people can ask us questions? Because I
I-
believe
Oh, yeah.
I already saw one question.
I saw
Yes,
a couple
I
questions
grabbed-
already.
I did grab one off the bat. If you want to look for more,
Ask
can
us
start with the
questions,
one I
people in
saw.
chat.
ask
do it now.
questions.
The first question I saw was from R Penguin in chat,
Okay.
and it was, "How did you come up with the name Starlost?" And I feel like that one is targeted specifically me because I came up with the name Starlost.
It's true. We had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they didn't even know what the name of the campaign for the first one was going to be until the end of session 1. At the end of session 1 of Starlost Seas, when I tell them the name of the campaign is Starlost Seas, that's when they found out too.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, I literally was like, I want to make a pirate campaign. Something seas. And I sat with that for weeks. And then just one day, I was like, Starry Seas, Star-crossed Seas, Star-lost Seas. What does that mean? What star is lost? Who knows? And that's it. That was literally it. It was just, I was just throwing words in there for like a week in my brain and thinking about what it would be. And then it just clicked one day and I was like, I know the name! I know it! And then I named the world Starloss instead of Starlost.
Yeah.
I don't know why I made that
Everyone-
distinction, but
Every once in a while, we have to remind everybody, just because it's fun to. Starlost with a T is the show. Starloss with 2 S's is the planet. We don't know. Like, and the funny thing is, we make the mistake too. There are several times to where you will hear in character, above table, or in official answers, we use the wrong one.
it's
Nah,
alright.
I'm still different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always mean it when I use the wrong one. I'm actually implying something malicious every time I accidentally flip-flop.
Man, remember
There's
when
some strange lore implication.
remember when like the sun was our biggest source of worry in these shows? Like that was the
Yeah.
first thing, was just like, oh my god, this ancient being is part of the sun, and then that never came back up again. It was just like, it's so much worse than that actually.
You know. I wasn't gonna make you fight the sun yet.
And we though?
Can
said
I
yet?
can I have the sun? Can I keep it?
Can you stop trying to adopt things that want to kill you?
The sun doesn't want to kill me yet.
It does. The sun is a deadly laser.
It doesn't want to, it just does.
Next
I think
question.
that might be worth.
Yeah.
Worth.
All right. Well, the very next one I saw was from Crucial Cookie that just says, "How are y'all doing? We're so tired." Ironically, the 3 people that showed up right now, and Marcy's job is to do this. So at the very least, Marcy, like, this is pretty normal for the 3 of us that showed up are actually the 3 that on the daily are just fucked. We're the only I believe we're the only members with 9 to 5s, which is the only reason we showed up. Actually, now that I think about it. I say 9 to 5s is in a normal work schedule.
I work part-time, full-time, part full-time.
You work full-time hours on part-time pay.
Yeah, I just came back from my day job, y'all. I've been awake since 5 a.m.
It is really ironic, though.
We're the ones with strict schedules.
There it is.
So it's
I was
ironic that we're the ones who are here.
But I think that's wise because we know we can predict our schedule, so we knew we could show up.
True. Well, Kay's also always busy. But,
Yeah,
you know.
we're fine. We're just so eepy.
So easy.
Yeah, have a commonly accepted job is definitely the way to put it.
That's it.
I was like,
We all have jobs that if we told them to our parents wouldn't go, okay.
Well, mine-ish. The description.
Anyways, do we
Yeah.
have another question?
We do. From Flash Gamer 12302, who is your favorite NPC from campaign 2?
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
Who is it? Who is it?
I am in love with William Black.
Yeah!
He is so silly.
Wet cat of a man.
Like, there's so many layers to him. And there are some that I can't speak on yet. Because the show. But it's like he's so powerful, but he's such a wet cat. But he has anxiety, and he's agoraphobic. And, like, I have a character who is also wet cat, powerful, agoraphobic, and they would get along so well.
It would.
Yeah.
What about you, Noah? Who's your favorite NPC?
You know, if you had asked me like last week, I feel like I would have had a different answer. But Cryo, you and I had a conversation this week actually that gave me like a genuine appreciation for Nearly as a character.
Yeah.
Like Nearly as a concept is fantastic, and I understand. Well, he's the NPC made for you, but like, I had a conversation with Crow that I really wish I could talk about, but a lot of it comes from like right after where we're at in the campaign. And so there's so much that I want to talk about, but like Cryo has done such a good job of playing Nearly in a way that is extremely understated, which is fun in a lot of ways, because there's a lot of where William Black, it's like there's so much there, like there's so much inherent mystery. Where did his memory go? What happened to him? Blah blah blah. Like all these things that it's like big hovering questions. Cryo has done an active effort to avoid any questions from Nearly or about Nearly by giving next to nothing. Like there's no ground to stand on to ask these overarching questions other than who the hell is Nearly? And so
But that's such a good bartender vibe.
Yeah. But that's what they're like. There again, there's so many things that I would love to talk about, and like even stuff that like Ray wouldn't know yet, to where it's just like I understand why Nearly exists in a lot of ways. And so to ask the question of like what made Nearly made me so appreciative of it. So I would say, yeah, it's Nearly right now. But there are some other fun NPCs that you guys will get to meet soon. There's one that we met recently on Table, and I'm such a big fan of her.
Oh, yeah. The excitable one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
big
like that.
fan.
Marcy, what about you?
Yeah, who's your favorite campaign 2 NPC? Marcy, you're muted.
You're muted, Marcy.
No wonder I have been talking a while ago.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I was like, okay. Yeah, I have to. It's hard because I don't want to compare it to Alina. It's campaign 2, okay?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's no Alina in campaign 2. Get out of here.
no, don't say that. Wait, no. Firstly, I started to like Lance a lot. He's such a baby. He's especially with the Whittle Elliot bit.
Yeah,
A
little
baby. But there are also 2 NPCs that I don't know if it's live yet or not, but I'm just not gonna say them until like we're at publicly episode 30 onwards.
Fair enough.
So I'm just gonna it's Lance. He's a
You
baby.
can DM me though. I want to know.
That's true.
Huh?
DM me
Yeah.
those NPCs. I want to know.
It has art. It has art. Noah has
Oh.
submit.
No,
Noah
we
has
cannot.
sent it.
We cannot talk
Oh
about
yeah,
this
we
yet.
cannot talk about those
Yeah.
ones yet.
Yeah, it
Alas.
has art. So not.
I-
I'll DM it. I'll DM it.
I like Lance. There's a great Lance moment that comes up in the next few sessions that I was so hyped to do it because I knew it was coming up, and you get to see the boy lock in for a brief moment.
Fuck
and it
yeah.
actually I loved how much the party was shocked and excited when he did.
There's there's so much, and again, if you guys ever doubt, again, this group in particular, they have their like other stuff, but I talk to Cryo and Ray probably every day about one thing or another with Starlost. So like even when we're not recording, there's a lot going on. So again, there's a lot of conversations I have with Cryo to where it's like, I really enjoy campaign 2, because like campaign 1 was really cool and it was really grandiose to where it was like this very deity, like you're dealing with gods a lot and you're dealing with like the higher powers. And so far campaign 2 has been this really fun event to where we're dealing a lot with what I call terrestrial threats. The threats that are around us are mortal, at least. And they stare us down and we can have conversations with them, and like it's something a lot more grounded to where so much more of the conflict comes from interpersonal things. And that's actually been a huge point of contention, not in like a bad way with a lot of us, but like it's been something to where it's like, even on the table when it's not real conflict, there's a lot of checking in with each other. There's a lot of actually screaming at each other on table. On table.
I mean, there was that period of time when Pulse didn't want to show up because he was so mad at Ray. But
and then Ray was mad at Pulse, and then Pulse was mad at
I'll stop.
Oh no!
But like it's really interesting because like campaign 1, a lot of the party got along almost immediately, or at the very least they tolerated each other. And in this campaign, we have a much more in-depth run of things. There's a lot more complication.
It's so hard, y'all. I just want to get along. I want to go back to being happy, being like, hey, what's up? But no, I gotta play this broody motherfucker who just wants to be left alone because they're a fucking introvert and traumatized.
Pussy.
Fuck you.
But
Oh
like,
my god!
it's this really big thing to where a lot of us have had to change how we play, and it shows. Like, this is where I truly go, it's been 4 years, because it was a lot easier for us in campaign 1 to play the equivalent of it's not stigmas, it's archetypes.
Archetype.
It was really easy to play archetypes, and then this one, everybody came in with like, yeah, there's still a general archetype that you could probably pin everybody to, but they all have so much subtlety. And I wanted to talk to Ray about it, but Ray was at work or something, or sleeping. I had talked to Cryo, and I was like, it's been so cool in campaign 2 to see how much more subtlety everybody puts into their role play, their decisions, their combat. There's so much more meat to everything that everybody does now, to where it's not just like this, we made this decision because it'll look cool or because we thought this character was cool. It's like we're trying to make them human. And I think that's really fucking cool how much that's evolved for campaign 2.
Ironic, because no one in the campaign 2 party is human. They're all some other race.
I'm half elf. There's some human kicking around in there.
Some. And they're kicking.
My answer for who my favorite NPC is Delgado. I love being Delgado.
Oh, fucking Delgado. It's so rough. We're at this perfect point right now with the fucking anniversary to where you guys are all just like right at this.
It might be William Black. But it might actually be William Black. He might beat Delgado. I really like William Black.
Regardless, we're at this point right now to where it's like there's so like the next like 10 episodes are just a fucking scream of things happening back to back, and like characters getting their like moment in the spotlight. Like if you've been going like, wow, there's a lot of stuff that's getting set up, the scales tip soon, and we're back in it.
I want to grab another question so we
Go for it.
keep things
Yes.
moving. It's Lion Orion asked, what's your favorite bit that's happening in campaign 2? Like Ritz's my wife thing. It's broth dying. It's
Broth
Broth
dying is a
dying.
great one.
It's so funny. It's so funny. And
It's
to
like-
follow that up, Remy Fox just asked, what's the funniest way broth could die? And the answer is anyway. It's just funny because it happened.
It's like an event for us. Like every time that we see Cryo, like we hear something happen, and then you see Cryo.
It's so funny because it started happening in ways that should not physically be possible to kill broth. And that has happened at the insistence of Pulse. Things will happen that I'm like, yeah, there's no way this could kill broth. It's just a loud noise or a this or a that. And Pulse DMs me and is like, did broth just die? And I'm like, I don't know. Did he? Yeah. I actually rolled a 2. Broth just died.
Oh no.
From what?
Between sessions, next session we start up. Broth is dead.
Just how it is.
Just because God said so?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because I said so.
Oh my god.
Oh
Cryo.
my god.
Oh, this hasn't happened yet. There is one great Vayne and Broth
hasn't.
interaction.
Yep.
Like,
So many good.
Huh? When?
Love broth.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. Gonna.
it's so good. It's literally like a half-second thing, but it's so funny. Oh,
I'm gonna
I'm
look out
also.
for
I
it.
think my next favorite bit after that is Common not being Runava's first language, because I love when Ray, like, characters having a whole conversation and then Ray pops in as like a person who's just watching and is like, "What does that mean? That thing that they just said, what does that mean?" Like, it's so funny to me. It's so simple, but the idea of Runava just watching two people argue and leaning into Bella occasionally and being like, "What are they saying?"
Because this is like real world experience. So I speak 3 languages, English being one of them. And so it's like there are moments where I have trouble following conversation because I don't understand. Or it's like especially in the other 2 languages of like somebody says a word, I'm like, hey, what does that mean in English? Like it happens so much. And so I'm just channeling that into Renava.
I do love that, like, that's the one like Pulse brought over like his penchant for chaos. Crow couldn't help himself but bring over some of the like silly obsessive nature with like a creature into Selleck. Ray brought over confusion between Lotus and Runava. Lotus
What?
didn't understand the material plane. Runava doesn't understand common. Just so Ray's thing that they bring between campaigns is, what the fuck does that mean?
To me, that's super fucking funny.
Yeah.
Just, what does that mean? Explain it to me. Especially like with Lotus of like just pulling up anything and being like, what the fuck does that mean? So it's like now Runava, who's like much older, has more life experience. I have to find ways for her to be confused.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. That's how you make an in-depth character when a character doesn't know everything,
It's true.
even though she has a shit ton of int.
Yeah.
After 101.
Yeah.
The main
Stupid
thing
high-end.
that I try to give Vayne just for bits, because broth dying is my favorite bit, but one of my favorite bits to do with Vayne is to just throw some absolutely out of pocket shit, usually at Selleck, and get shut down, and Vayne just immediately be like, yeah. Like, I love throwing out of pocket shit with Vayne, and then somebody being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's just like, I don't know. Like, he knows what he's saying is wrong and stupid. It's not gonna stop
Say
him.
it for the bit.
Yeah.
Saying it for the bit.
I
Oh,
love
for
it
the
when-
audio listeners is a really good one.
I love it
For the
when
audio.
Noah spells Vayne's name and then probably something will happen.
YNE.
I haven't been
It's
meeting
very
enough
rare.
characters lately. I haven't gotten to do it a bunch.
Oh, do it again.
Blaze
But not at-
Fuse.
Not at
Oh,
Kaio's expense, please.
Oh, you can do it at my expense.
They've
That's fine.
suffered enough.
Everything they do is at my expense, and I understand that.
That's true.
Blaze Fuse asked, if familiars could be sick, how would the party react?
Aw.
I for one would love to see Zervi do a kickflip. That would be sick as fuck.
That would be sick. He don't even got feet.
Yeah, he ain't got no ass, and yet he's doing a kickflip. That's crazy.
Do a flip.
Actually, like talking about them being sick, I feel like everyone would feel bad for Zervi because if Zervi was sick, he would just lay there sleepily and be like,
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like he'd be
Sadly.
like a full thespian with it. Like,
oh yeah, he'd play it up.
I don't think there
He
would
would-
be anything for Broth because Broth would die.
Broth would explode. Broth
Yeah.
would get someone
doesn't get sick.
sneezes at Broth and he goes and it explodes into feathers or frog bit.
yeah.
Not in Stormridden, but I loved the Ford. Yes, sponsored by Ford was a great bit.
There are so many bits that now get left in episodes a lot. There are a lot of things that happen right before or right after episodes that just absolutely fucking obliterate us.
Right before session conversations are so funny.
They're so out
Oh
of
my
pocket.
god.
It's
I think
usually
we-
like everyone getting out their silly before we kind of got to lock in.
Yeah. I remember I don't remember if this was in the episode or not, but it was mentioned recently, so that's why it stands out in my brain of like during Seeds one time. I was eating old fries and I didn't like it. And kind of was like, stop, why?
Ray was actively eating these like 2-day-old fries they reheated, and every time they ate one, they'd be like,
I
"These
don't
fries
like
are
it.
bad.
Yeah.
I don't like these fries." And we're all sitting here like, "No one is making you eat these. You have
They do
other
not wanna
food."
waste food. They do not want to waste
It was
food.
so
Okay.
funny because I finally yelled at Ray enough and convinced Ray to put it down, and then
Oh
I
my God.
started like doing stuff, and then in the middle of my first fucking sentence after we move on, Ray picks up a fry and goes, and I'm just like, "Ray, put the fry down."
This was definitely not recorded, but it was very recent, and it might be the hardest I've made Ray laugh in like a
I
year.
think it's in one of Marcy's blooper reels. Is where the fry
No.
bit is. I think it's
Maybe.
in one of the old
Oh,
blooper
might
reels.
be.
But what were you
It
saying,
might
Noah?
be.
I was gonna say the hardest I think I've made Ray laugh in like a year. I don't remember why. I think it was literally I was leaving for the night or something. And I was like, "Oh, I love you guys." And Ray just looks at the camera and just throws up the most subtle middle finger. And I go, "What the fuck, bitch?"
It was so Noah and I, our friendship, like we banter and we shit on each other. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
That was the most real bitch I had
It was
ever
the
heard
most
from him.
genuine, full send, what the fuck, bitch, I think I've ever heard from Noah. Like,
It's
it's the way you would shout at somebody who just rear-ended your car in a parking lot. Like, it was so just genuinely bothered.
Man, I would have wanted to see that.
It was so good. It was something to where Ray was done. Ray was cooked after that.
so fucking funny.
But yeah, we're fucking awful. Like we're awful off camera to each other because it's usually just all of us shitting around and just being awful to get the need
Get
to
the sillies
constantly
out.
make bits.
Oh,
And it doesn't work because then Dave's cream happens.
Dave Grave.
Is it Dave? Dave? I just to finish answering the question and cover all the bases. Rook would actually be the opposite of dramatic when he's sick because he wouldn't want anyone to know he was sick and had like that weakness in him.
Yeah.
So when he's fine, he'll totally pretend and be like, "Oh no, take care of me, Sir Selleck." But if he was actually sick, he would be like, "I'm fine. Don't look at me." Selleck would be like, "Would you like soup?" And he'd be like, "I don't need your fucking soup. I want some, but I don't need your soup."
Oh yeah, there was. Thank God, I'm the only normal one on the team.
Yeah, that really is how everyone in campaign 2 looks at themselves.
Yeah, it's great. I see another one from R Penguin that says, which characters from Seas do you think would get along best with each character from Stormridden? And it's just main cast, so kind of avoiding the NPCs.
We have said on, like, Kay has said factually that Bella and Dolus would get along, which also
Yes.
makes sense because Bella and Dolus actually do canonically know each other.
Yes.
And also that Renava and Socks do not get along
Mm-mm.
because Renava doesn't like Socks.
Because Sox is a studier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, canonically, Renava and Socks don't get along.
Nope. As time has evolved in a lot of ways, Vayne would probably drive everybody except Lotus in the Seas campaign crazy.
Oh my god, Lotus would love Vayne.
Oh my
Lotus would
God.
adore Vayne, like thinking about it.
Yeah, they'd get up to a lot of mischief.
Oh no. Don't putting Lotus with a Tediary, yikes.
Oh,
no. She's out for blood.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Oh, Grace, don't tempt me with a deck of many things. I won't. I refuse.
It's true. I asked for one. Crow said no.
Because, and many people can attest to this because they've played one shots and other campaigns and stuff with me. You put a deck of many things in front of me, every card is coming out of that bitch. I will pull them all. I have no self-preservation when there's a deck of many things on the table. And it will become my DM's problem.
It's true.
Which is why I don't put it out there. Because I'm like, no, I'm not emotionally prepared to be on the receiving end of that.
Which is fair. So instead I find every other way to fuck up your life.
That's fine.
Getting back to the question.
Ooh,
I think
okay.
Renava would get along with Hush the best.
Okay.
They have a lot of similarities that I think that they can empathize with each other on. And I mean, Hush can yap all he wants about monsters, and Renava would be like, okay, little child, keep going.
Yeah.
This is very entertaining.
Except he's not a little
Keep
child
going, you
anymore. He's
funky
like,
little fish kid.
Yeah, he's just Guy.
well, fucking God, now he'd be in his like 40s.
Yeah. That is a fun thing to think about, the time gap between campaign 1 and 2, because it's 32 years.
Yeah.
Lotus is 34.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lotus is 34.
Vayne was
And-
just born when campaign 1 ended.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's-
the birds are past their normal life.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Congrats, the birds managed to survive longer than a normal Aarakocra.
Oh, yay.
Take that,
Yeah, I
Nick.
wonder why. You take that, Nix.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
I do love the thought. I was just like, yeah, it's been 30 years. Hickory and Doc, fucking nothing's changed. they're the exact same.
Oh yeah, thing that I don't know if it went if we ever set it on table though, but Hickory and Doc's subclasses, the time ones, both had a feature where they started aging slower the higher the level they got.
I believe
So
it came up
Hickory and
in the
Doc are
last
gonna-
one.
It might have. Oh yeah, because you guys hadn't like changed a day in the
Yeah,
last
5
epilogue.
years. They still
5
look
years
like
later.
mid-20s.
Yeah, so Hickory and Doc, I won't give the exact math because it's actually really funny to imagine just them showing up. But they're gonna live the longest of the entire campaign 1 party probably,
I mean,
which is
Lotus and
nuts.
Dolus are effectively immortal.
that's true.
Yeah.
But with how crazy Lotus is, she's gonna dunk herself in a volcano long before old age gets her.
That's true.
Listen,
Did we ever get
Am I
Hickory
wrong?
and Doc subclasses? Probably.
you're not wrong.
Probably,
You
but
do
we
it
need
for
to
the
play
bit.
test the current one, so that's why we're focusing on giving Tediary first.
Yeah. Ah.
Next question.
next one.
What else we got? What else we got? Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah, Mara and Selic would be great together because Mara would smoke and then Selic would eat it.
That's true.
Do you
I
think
do
Doc
love-
And,
What's up?
do you think Doc and Vayne would be like butt heads together? I've been thinking about it.
I have thought about Doc and Vayne specifically, and Doc during campaign, maybe, but I feel like in the last 30 years, he's still Doc at the end of the day, but he's also definitely 50. So like he's a little more tame than he used to be.
Mellowed down.
I would put him closer to like a Lance at his current age, to where he's more responsibility driven, but he is still just kind of a little shithead. Like he's still kind of just a goober.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know if they would get along necessarily, because Vayne is definitely more of an agent of chaos. And I don't think head of the guard Doc can really do agent of chaos past Lotus and Philly anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which, to be fair, they're worse because they can do some crazy shit by this time. Do we have other questions? I was trying to look, and then I found
Ray
one.
had one queued up.
We got.
What's your favorite PC interaction?
Oh,
like
shit.
PC.
Ooh.
This feels like a cop out because they're the only other one here. Fucking when Vayne and Runava get to talk one-on-one, there's a handful of times, and I think the first one has already happened. Because it happened in Haven.
Yeah.
When they get to talk, I would genuinely say that those one-on-ones, in my opinion at least, bring out the best performance I can pull out of Vayne. There's something about role-playing against Ray with no outside interference that, like, I really do feel like I get the best performance I possibly can out.
Hell yeah. Happy to be able to facilitate that. Personally, I love Renava and Selic. They're so similar, but they're also so incredibly different.
Sibling coded.
Yeah, they're so sibling coded. I love it.
I'm so great.
There's layers to that one, but
I think my favorite interaction between two characters, I loved Hush and Lotus because it was so like it was such a cute friendship that like that was one of the main reasons why I was so like fine with Crow staying. Also, when Crow originally was just supposed to be a guest for like a dozen episodes, I was like, how can I split up Hush and Lotus? Look at them. Look at them there. How could I ever do that? Also, Crow is just spectacular. I love him.
Yeah.
Love him to death.
That's fine.
Either that, or, and I'm not just saying this again because one of you is here. I mean, Socks and Twink were just hilarious.
Socks and Twink.
I loved Socks and Twink. They're such a foundation of campaign 1.
It's true. Socks and Twink were such a fantastic duo because they were two people that fundamentally hated each other. Was the easiest way to put it. Like, they hated what each other stood for, but they were a team. They would both listen to the other because they respected each other, but they fucking hated each other.
God. Yeah, so that's my choice. One of those two combinations so far. I love a lot of the dynamics in campaign 2 so far, but knowing all of your guys' backstories, I'm like, I want to wait until more of
they're
who
still
you
budding.
properly are comes up and see how you mesh before I really nail any of that down.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
there's still this budding,
Agreed.
growing thing.
plus there is a lot. I know there's a lot to Renava, and I'm sure there's a lot to everybody else's characters that when more things come out, it will fundamentally change how we each see
How we eat.
everybody else. How we eat, yeah. It fundamentally changes how we eat.
Yes.
Because it's so funny. Anytime something new of Renava gets revealed and Noah in my DMs is like, you bitch, you motherfucker, I see what you're doing. You think you're so slick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little guy.
Ray has hit me exactly one time in DMs to be like, "Did you fucking do that?" And my response was, "Did I?" And so which was a proud moment because usually Ray just internalizes every theory, and so getting Ray to for once break the facade and DM me and go, "Did you plan that?" And I went, "Yeah." That's so true. Socks and Twink were Jamie and Adam from Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. That's exactly their dynamic.
Yeah.
They don't get along as people, but they work really well as partners.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That is exactly the dynamic.
Marcy, what are the words you wish to speak?
I'm sorry, Marcy.
No, it's okay. I think I really like how Bella and Vane and Selec are like, had an argument about how they run things and their party, because it's so nice and refreshing to see, the characters not agreeing with each other and have different stances on things. So that's nice. And then, I'll just focus on the C2 ones. It's just Runava and Vane as well. Especially the crash out, Runava's crash out kind of deal. Oh my gosh. I keep messaging Ray about it. I'm like, oh, no, it hurts.
It's been like... Go ahead.
I was very proud of... I remember bringing it up to Cryo of, Runava is going to realize she doesn't remember the faces of the people she knew, and she's gonna be very unhappy about it. And and everybody's gonna be asleep, but you know what she is? A spellcaster. You know what spell fucks in this moment? Silence. I'm gonna go get the silence spell.
The silence crash out was insane.
That was so good. I almost cried.
Yeah, I do think I agree. Like, the more I think about it, the more I agree with Cryo, to where it's like, it's really tough to appreciate it, because obviously Vane and Runava talk more off of what has currently come out, and even the evolution between like the first and second time they had like a one-to-one conversation, just how much the like dynamic changes in what is for them weeks, and I guess for us is weeks too, but it's really interesting. So I think it'll be a lot more interesting because we're still so much in this fog of nobody understands each other. And so when cards are actually going to start being laid on the table, and there's no more hiding behind, subtleties or half truths, and it's just like, we just have to have conversations about what actually happened. That's going to be a really interesting dynamic to see who evolves and who, like, how dynamics actually change.
I'm so excited for things to be revealed. I've been talking to Crow extensively about a couple of things in the last couple of months.
Oh my god.
I've been talking to Crow a lot, going, don't do a damn thing. I'm like, you keep me you keep everything under the radar.
More lore for the both of your characters. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'll actively admit it. I have done everything in my power. I've talked to Cryo to avoid shit coming out about Vane. Like, I've been diving and dipping and dodging as much as humanly possible.
You have no idea how much,
except for a certain couple of things.
So much theories. Okay, I've been talking to Cryo and to Ray about, oh my god, the theories for both of your characters. Jesus.
I want to see some more crash outs. I want to see everyone's individual crash out. Is the easiest way to put it.
You've already checked Renava's box, though.
Yeah, Renava,
even
done.
Yours.
Oh yeah,
even yours.
Vane has had a pseudo crash out, but one, that hasn't happened yet, and two, I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I won't really call it a crash out either. Yeah, sorry, Cryo. We're ready to. We'll move on.
Oh no, I'm thinking of all of the various things I'm so excited for that I can't say. Real quick, I'm going to answer Abele TV's question about if the people of Ravensloft liked Dolus and Alina as lords. Yes, Dolus is very much liked as a lord, mostly because he's pretty hands-off. He basically only intervenes when he has to, and when he does, he usually just puts someone in their place real quick and then goes back to being just relaxing as a lord. Like, it's usually like someone is committing some kind of fraud or being a dick, and Dolus just shows up, scares the living shit out of them because he's the Grim Reaper, and then goes back to his house to continue being
He's not a good lord.
boy wife.
Good shit.
A boy wife. Oh, that's fair. That's so fair.
More Dolly.
That is one
Yeah.
thing I do genuinely love, because like, Ray, you brought the bubbly and excited and confused into subtle and introverted and confused. But Kay pulled like a full 180. I would say, like,
Bella's
of
so
all of the
different.
characters, Bella versus Dolus, like, that's the biggest gap between campaign 1 and campaign 2 characters. Because she's not necessarily charismatic. She's a lot more talkative, but she's definitely not she's not charismatic.
She's not as good with her words as Dolus is, even
Yeah.
though she likes talking more.
Yeah.
And she is scary by her stature, whereas Dolus is like a wet dog by his stature, typically. Like it is this weird inverse where naturally she's this huge, muscular, should be intimidating, easy to talk to person because she loves talking. But that, like, there's such a difference.
I was gonna
have
say,
so many words.
Bella is genuinely what I would call like the anti-Dolus in a lot of ways. And I can't necessarily say that about any of our other campaign 2 characters.
All right. What narrative arc from either campaign was your favorite? I.e., the Haven arc, the desert. It's Sarasen, by the way, is the name of the desert, etc.
Oh man.
Oh, that's hard.
For me, it's either the Endless Night, because I mean everything had been
Everyone
working
loves
up.
the finale.
Like, it's the climax. It ties together so many things. We finally get to go to the Astral Sea. Like, it's so much stuff all ties together to get to the ending. Or it's the Westwood, because the Westwood was just
So good.
that's just when you guys finally go from like adventuring to being part of like a problem in the universe.
Go ahead, Marcy.
No, go ahead.
Speak your words, Marcy. I
I
speak.
forgot.
Speak your
More
truth.
than-
already. I forgot already. Go.
Okay. I was thinking Westwood. I was going through like campaign 2 and then campaign 1, just going down the list, and it was like Westwood. There were so many facets in the Westwood arc, which just hit so well. And it was like that. I think especially that was when a lot of like character lore started coming out, like character death, and like we didn't necessarily end on a win either, because Sanctuary was lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like Gillian turning into like many Gillians, and then the frog.
Billion.
Yeah, like that was awesome. And then
Oh, the Gillian Hospital.
yeah, the Gillian Hospital. There are just so many things that I was like, this is so good. And I also just really loved the Eubula arc and all of the things we did in Eubula when we stayed for that period of time, because that was like the Astral Shade coming back, Mara returning because Pulse was ready to say goodbye. I cried so much during that period of sessions. Like, it was just so good. But we still had like funny moments to like offset it.
Gunch.
Just yeah, the Gunch, and then Mara and I believe Mara and Dolus fucking giggling to each other at the gravestone was also during the Eubula arc. And like Delilah like in all of the things that led up to like being in Eubua where Delilah resides, and then like it's
I
just
love
so
Delilah.
good. And Hush was Eubua arc. Hello,
Yeah.
that's my best fucking friend.
God.
Right.
I love not an arc, but I have said this before. My favorite moment of campaign 1 is Delilah waking up at the end of session 100, just because none of you had
Oh,
any
no.
idea what was about to happen.
That
but
was
you were
actually
all
what I was
afraid.
about to talk about. Like it's more narrow than what Ray said. When we effectively lost, like Hush died, was brought back, we were on a timer, we do all of this shit, and we still basically lose. We are separated, we lose Matthias, and then especially like the fucking Fagin and Hickory with It Should Have Been You.
Oh,
Like,
I loved that.
That entire little mini arc of we lost. We were outplayed and outmanned.
Outgunned,
Yeah.
outplanned.
Outplanned.
Outnumbered, outmanned.
And so
You gotta make it all out. I'm sorry.
that was a really solid moment overall. And it was really tough too, because it was I believe right around that moment was when Hickory and Doc started glitching.
Mm-hmm.
And so not only were they dealing with their kind of own existence, they also now had to deal with the fact that they were directly responsible for losing somebody they respected and somebody that was really powerful.
Yeah.
Yup.
God. Campaign
It was
1
like losing their dad all over again.
Haha. And both of them got shot.
That's true. Oh, and then Matthias coming back. Matthias coming back.
The whiplash.
Hang on. Noah Johnson in chat asked, "What happened to the Gillian frog? Are you not done with campaign 1, or are you?"
That was
I just have to ask. I have to ask before I say anything else. Gillian is. I love Gillian. Gillian was one of my favorite campaign 1 characters, and all the stuff with him getting revealed late game was also awesome.
That was like the first title card with Noah that slaps, I think. I still remember that. That's why I say that title card was good. The Wolf of
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Wolf of the Capital.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That one slaps.
I think
The
that
Hound
was
of the Capital, wasn't it?
I think it was the Werewolf of the
The
Capital.
Werewolf of the Cap.
It was my favorite Noah Johnson. Okay, quick spoiler alert for everybody. Cover your ears for the next 15 seconds if you haven't finished campaign 1. Frog Gillian reveals that he actually has been Gillian the entire time, never lost any of his brain, and has just been hanging out with a party so he could blast Martin for revenge, and then he immediately gets fucking squished to death. But hey, in his last moments, he was Gillian von Nom, and he was alive.
It was so brutal, dude. It was so fucking brutal because we're sitting there and we're like, ah! Ah!
Yep. Yeah. Gillian was such a fun character. I think he's one of my favorites of campaign 1 because he's clearly not a good person, but also he has a lot of depth to him in his not being a good person.
You're really good at making NPCs that we love to hate.
Yes.
Like
Eckert.
Gillian, Eckert. I fucking hate Eckert. Okay.
Hello.
There's something that will happen later on, which everybody has been like, what the fuck is up with that? But I remember sitting in the hotel room with Cryo in real life in New York. And Cryo was like, so there's this character. Don't do this to him. Please. I was like, Okay, sure.
I was like, Ray, there's something that you want to do, and it will, whoever you do it to, it will be immediately game changing for that NPC. You're gonna hate this guy, and you're gonna want to hurt him. Please don't do that to him. I want to use him a lot. That's Eckert. I was like, because I knew, I was like, immediately to my players, I was like, look, you're probably going to come across, maybe you come across a magic item that immediately lets you lobotomize someone you don't like. Please don't use it on Eckert. He's such a piece of shit. I love being him.
I mean, we can talk about it because it was a live one shot. Fucking, he killed us.
Yep.
It's okay. You were murderers.
Yeah, but I do, yeah, you know, Cryo, I'm so glad you brought this up because I was literally just about to rant about this. Literally earlier this week, Cryo and I are having a conversation. I'm like, I fucking hate Eckert. What a piece of shit. And I understand that we only have like 1 or 2 pieces of evidence that he's actually kind of a shithead, but I fucking hate him. And Cryo goes, why? I'm like, what do you mean? He murdered me.
What has he
It's like,
done?
you were murdered.
Yeah, I'm like, what has Eckert done to you? That's my favorite question to pose when you guys are like, Eckert sucks. I love just being like, why? Like, what has Eckert done?
Maybe because I have now run into him 3 separate times as 3 different people, and with all 3 experiences, in Singe, nobody liked him. Everybody was kind of scared of him. In campaign, nobody liked him. Everyone was kind of scared of him. And then in this one, actually, everyone was kind of fine with him. They just wanted money. And then he murdered us.
Hey man, you guys were assassins.
Not even in a nice way. He fucking Swiss cheesed us, Cryo. It's one thing if you fucking line us up and just make us put down our heads and then shoot us in the back of the brain. You fucking murdered us. There will be chunks of us found in this campaign.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Just,
That's why I hate Eckert.
I think I explained it, or like we talked about it as a group. Like, Eckert is just slimy.
Yeah.
He's such a slimy snake.
Well, I also
and it's
think.
like,
Go ahead.
it's like we have reasons, but then
Yeah.
there are reasons as to why he can be perceived as a good person as well.
Yeah. He presents
know.
himself in a way where, like, you can't outright say Eckert is a bad guy. Because out to your face, he's like, hi, welcome to Haven. Here's money. Here's a place to rest. Oh, a bad thing happened at my establishment. I hope you're okay. Hey, you can stay at my place, and I'll make sure you get the best treatment in the whole city. But there's something about the way he does it that you're like, this just feels
not.
like a threat.
You just do such a good job at it. It's crazy. Like you hit the vibe just right.
I mean, there's
And
no other
God,
way to
what
put
the
it,
hell?
and that's the best way to put it. Eckert is the exact kind of person you hate on vibes, because the people that are like Eckert are your abusers, your manipulators. He bleeds that energy, and that's why he sucks so much, because you can't prove it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Love being
why he's so easy to hate, because you have all of these people that every time that we get somebody who is already afraid of them, who already hates them, we don't have any evidence. In Singe, I don't know why anybody disliked him, but I know they did.
Yep. And then in campaign, obviously, Etalon has all of her opinions about Eggert.
Lonnie gave us a reason at the very least.
Yeah. But then again, he has his counterpoint of just like, yeah, I didn't realize she had feelings and had gained sentience. I wish she had told me. I would have treated her differently had I known. You don't feel bad about using a Roomba to vacuum up your living room.
Cry, I will say, are you ever just like a little, like, this is the like line between above and below and on table. Are you ever a little afraid of how good you are at playing like a gaslighting manipulator?
No, I'm an actor.
Okay, I just want to be sure.
I also play like I also play several like psychopathic murderers, and I don't think I'm gonna go out there and do it
They're a theater kid.
yet.
I was about to say, yeah, no, hang on. Okay.
There was a question that I read earlier that I just remembered.
Yes.
What are some small fun facts about your characters that you would want to share?
Oh, who asked that? Own
Little
up.
fun fact.
Yeah. Who asked that? Own up so that I can credit you. But I've been passively thinking about it. All of Runava's NPCs are named after birds.
Even Zerby?
No, not Zerby. Not Zerby.
Ace, that chaotic Ace is the one who asked.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Ace.
So yeah, the reason why her NPCs are named after birds is because I played as Lotus in the previous campaign. So it's a kind of like a nod towards playing as a bird girl and doing something that would, like, in the vaguest sense, connect them. Yeah. I mean, I'll just say it. Euros is named after the eared nightjar. That's one of them. I'm not gonna give you all of them, but that's one of them.
This is a completely above table fact. I named exactly 0 of Vane's NPCs. I gave Cryo archetypes and like purposes that I needed, and to like that was kind of part of the benefit of like how Vane is as a person, to where he's very much like I go and do what I do. That was kind of why I wanted to ride that wave a little bit. So when I gave Cryo, I was just like, Cryo, here are the things I want. I don't like, here's kind of how I want them to serve their purpose. Go nuts otherwise.
Is that why that one guy is just named the Doctor?
That one's not me.
Oh, the doctor. No,
Yeah.
the doctor is an entirely different thing whatsoever.
No, that one I had nothing to do with that one. But most of the time when Vane has an NPC that is spoken about, like Warren, I didn't name Warren. I was just like, Vane needs a buddy. I didn't make anything up about Warren whatsoever. It was literally just like, Vane needs a buddy.
I want Vane to have a buddy. I want them to have this kind of friendship. And I was like, okay, you have Warren. They're X, Y, Z. They do this. And Noah was just like, oh, okay.
It helps. It works because it's very much just like, we'll get into a lot of stuff to where it's just like, yeah, with Vane, I was very mission oriented in the easiest way of just like, I wanted Vane to be this thing conceptually. And so the way I got to it was just like, okay, Cryo, where do you want me to make stuff and hand it to you? And where can I just give you an idea and then let you run?
Interesting. It's very different to what I did with Runava.
Yeah. Ray was very, very built Runava.
Yeah, I was a lot I was a lot more controlled than I was with Hickory and Doc, and especially Socks, because Socks I put like a lot of control. Like Socks is the reason Granny, like Arlashna, exists. And then obviously Fina and Petrin were like, they were very specific creations. And then Hickory and Doc, I made a lot of NPCs that I was like, these are named, but I don't know if they'll ever show up. And ironically, we actually did get through the entire list. And then with Vane, I relinquished a little bit more control, and I was very much just like, here are the purposes I want. But you can name them, you can give them the personality, but I need these roles to exist in his life.
Very interesting.
Which is also just my inherent interest in I like puzzles when we play D&D, and so when I can give minimal info to still get the character and the relationships that I want, but still have to figure out more things, and I don't know the ins and outs of everything with the people that I'm going to interact with, is really fun with me. Because it means that I can, even if they're friends, I can still learn more about the people that Vane knows, which makes learning about them more natural. Like, it makes all of the actual interactions more natural because it's not just like, oh, I have to pretend like I don't know that you and I are gonna have a fling or whatever. Like, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What was everyone's favorite character reveal from campaign 1? Hands down, for me, my favorite thing I got to reveal all campaign, Bird's parent. The
That was
Bird's
great.
dad.
That's a tough one to
favorite thing.
beat.
Literally was planned from day one, and I was just like, well, now I get to sit with this for 100+ sessions.
Yep.
SOS Hick and Doc's mom.
Oh
That was crazy.
The
Yeah.
SOS signal. That was so good.
God, I was so sad because I really did love a lot of the NPCs. Ironically, Cryo, I might be wrong here, but Katarina wasn't one of mine. I think I had the idea, or like you told me how the government worked, and then we just kind of like refined Katarina together, but I didn't make Katarina.
Katarina was my idea, and then because you asked how the government works, and I was like, you have a Lord Commander, and they're like
Yeah.
in charge, and you were like, who is it? And it's like, well, her name is Katarina. She's
Yeah.
XYZ. This is how she behaves, and you were like, and then we had the back and forth of how they interact.
Yeah. Which was super fun, and it's also why the reveal of her, which again, spoilers, we've talked about this, I think even in the last anniversary or something, or at the end. Katarina is the youngest dragon.
Yeah.
Ancient dragon? Youngest ancient, or just youngest dragon, period?
She is just, to your guys' knowledge, or, well, at least as far as dragons you've interacted with, she is the youngest dragon you've ever met.
Yeah.
She is old. She's like 70-something years old, but she is the youngest dragon you guys have ever interacted with.
Yeah. So that was super cool. But then, you again, kind of in the same vein of like, you know, we sit on the reveals of stuff. I made Hickory and Doc's mom at the same time I made Hickory and Doc right around session 25. So I sat with that for 110 sessions, and then
one epilogue.
finally, no, because the SOS was the first epilogue. And
Yeah, but she only shows up at the end.
that's true. And then finally we get to meet her. And of course, by that point, we're all exhausted, but it was so nice to, you know, meet Dot and be able to talk about like M6 and like all of these people that meant something to Hickory and Doc the entire campaign, and like helped form the reason that they're kind, or that they're inventive, or that like they're a little crazy.
I loved Dot. I loved being a tiny little robot ball.
Yeah, that was great. But
I wish Ice Home was a bigger arc. Ew, the
Yeah.
Ice Home area was so fun.
I will say it's not a character reveal, but how Ice Home works and why Ice Home is the way it is. Fuck,
That
man.
was so
Fuck,
sick.
man.
Holy shit.
Oh man, that still fucks me
Oh.
up to this day. It's one of those things that I really wish I could go back to Hickory and Doc to just spend 10 sessions just digging into that and figuring out what the fuck happened.
It's so crazy. I still think about it to this day. Like, why is Ice Home?
You're muted, Cryo.
I had that plan for Ice Home from the beginning. So that was always how Ice Home was going to function. And then you came to me and you were like, I want weird time twins. And I was like, go on. And you were like, I kind of want them to be from Ice Home. And I was like, go on.
I remember that was the thing that like you cited as like, is Noah like in my notes or something? Because like that was the thing to where it was like, there's no way you get there on your own. Like,
yeah. Noah has done many things where Noah just figures out something I have planned with literally none of the pieces, and I just am like, how?
very
How did
recently, as a favor to Cryo, even if I'm completely wrong, when I do a big logic leap, I will basically dictate how I got there. There was one very recently where I dictated exactly how I got to it, and Ray, I sent this one to you as well. To where Cryo was like, I love your train of thought. And I said, I wouldn't call it a train. It's like falling down the stairs.
That is the best way to describe what I read.
because every step is logical, but if you look at it in just a pure A to B standpoint, it looks fucking insane. But sometimes it works.
Yeah, wonderful. My favorite reveal, other than Iceholm and the bird's father, was definitely that Agrahil was Hush, like the whole first time.
Oh my
man.
god.
Like the idea that you guys never actually had Hush with you, it was literally just Agrahil puppeting a bunch of memories. And then Agrahil left and Hush started to like decay.
Yeah.
Like that was so I remember as soon as Crow gave me Hush and we worked out what Hush's deal was, he was like, yeah, and I don't know the whole deal with Agrahil and Hush. Maybe like they're actually pleasant or this or that. I'll leave that up to you. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna do something horrible to you, Crow. Like that was my favorite moment.
I also did genuinely love the like, because we didn't, in retrospect and like looking at all of it, we didn't have Agrahil Hush for long. It was what, maybe 20 sessions? Because Hush comes in at like 50 something, and then Agrahil pops out like around 70 or 80.
It's
So,
been
like,
2 years.
Yeah, it wasn't that long, but in that time we learned a lot about Agrahil and Hush, and that last little moment where Hush gets as much of his soul back as he can, basically, and there's that last little like fatherly moment in a way between the two of them, to where like Agrahil actually does kind of show this weird kindness, despite the fact that literally maybe 5 sessions prior tried to overtake the Archmage of Yubua and led to him getting disintegrated. Still kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Like
No,
That was,
Agrahil in that moment accepting that he lost and using the last bit of himself to make sure Hush gets to exist
yeah.
it's one of my favorite moments where you're just like, why did it do that? Like logically it could have done X, Y, Z, or taken his body or possessed Lotus, and like Agrahil could have kept going. Agrahil could have kept fighting. Agrahil may have had a chance. And it's like,
he loves the boy.
yeah, that wasn't a logical decision. That was,
Yeah.
Agrahil had feelings, and Agrahil decided to give up and let Hush live.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, there is one little character thing that I actually really do love, and it was so early on the campaign. When Lotus gets genie touched, like when the fucking handprints on the wings, that was such like, it was so early on. But it was one of those things that like it loomed for so long, of just like this area of concern.
I remember at the very, very beginning telling Cryo, if Lotus ever loses her wings for whatever reason, because like Socks being a werewolf, we looked into it a little bit, and if like Socks ever infected Lotus, she would lose her wings. So I was like, if Lotus ever loses her wings, I do not want to play her. And so things are happening to my wings. I was like, wait, hold on. Why is this happening?
Now that I think about it, Crowd took that shit personally. Crowd gave Philly metal wings, and then we broke them.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that moment. I love Philly catching the fucking railgun shot. That's probably my favorite image in all of campaign 1.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things that I can imagine it in my head. Like I can see it as if it was like an animated show that we were watching. I can see that moment playing out. We got any one other little questions we want to answer?
Double checking that we didn't miss anything.
What would your campaign 2's favorite ice cream flavor be? For Cryo, either Lance or Delgado. Lance's favorite is Rocky Road. Delgado's favorite is pistachio, which Delgado and I don't agree on. I hate pistachio.
Wait, what's
but you
Lance's?
like it. Lance's Rocky Road.
All right.
Is it ube?
Some
Is that the purple
somebody,
one? Thane
Queenie
likes it
asked
just
something.
because it's purple.
Oh my god.
What's up, Marcy?
Queenie asked something. If you guys
Oh.
were missing anything.
What did Winnie ask?
Who do you think will lose a limb first in Compete?
Well, if I'm going off of characters, Bella is the tank and Ritz is fragile. If I'm going off of the players,
What are you looking at? Who are you looking
Oh my
at?
god.
Is there someone behind me?
I miss you two
it's
facing
just
back
you.
to back.
Despite everything, it's still you.
Oh, I miss you two having to face back to
Yeah.
back. I'm just looking. I miss it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Way back at the beginning
that
when I could just
mixing was
turn around.
dog shit.
God, I loved being able to just turn around and stare at you while you stared dead forward at the camera, acting like nothing was happening.
All right.
Currently drawing while watching stream and going through some weird version of the stages of grief. It's okay, Ace. We're still here. We're celebrating that we're still here.
We're still alive.
Happy 4 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say
After
that's the
4 years.
the anniversary gift you could give to us. Tell your friends. You want this little corner of the internet to get bigger? It's kind of up to you guys. We can do a lot, but unless people start talking about it,
Sure, we have a lot of things that we would love to be able to do. It's just really hard to find the time to currently without it, like, biting our ass, for lack of a better word. Like, making that recap, super fun. I
Yeah.
really had to lock in for that, though.
Took so much time for Noah and Ray both. It took some time for me, but I just had to write a script and record it. That was pretty simple. They had to work for weeks to get that going.
I think
Even
grand total when I like put together like when I started it, how long I worked on it, that was like 86, 88 hours of work of just editing.
Yeah. I mean, it looks amazing. That's a huge thing you guys can do for us if you want to support the show right now, is go give the recap more love and like share it and talk about it. Love the recap. Put a lot of effort into it.
Ian.
It looks amazing.
Ian.
I've shown it to people who don't watch D&D, don't do podcasts and stuff, and they're like, this is awesome. Story looks crazy. Hi, Ian.
Ian.
Yeah, that share the recap and tell people about the show. Like, we understand that it's like we love that the show is small and but like if you want us to go bigger, if you like genuinely, this is coming from like I do this as my day-to-day job. Word of mouth is strong. If you tell people, and I understand that you want the show to be small, or like you want the show to like, you know, you always want this like personal level. We're still personable people. I think it would be really hard for those of us that do talk often to actually turn that off, even if the show got bigger. And so like a lot of, we want to do the show more. We want to do more with the show. We've talked about, you know, can we get a source book going? Can we turn more of the book? Like, can we turn more of our one shots into modules and stuff like that? And that's a thing that we want to justify. But like it does, you know, there's a trade-off. And Ray put it best where it's like, if the show's big enough to where Ray and I can put money in our pockets, it's a lot easier to justify working on those recaps for, I think grand total labor hours was probably 150 plus hours between everybody. Of just like planning, concepting, writing, like everything put together for 11 minutes.
But those 11 minutes fucking
banged.
They banged. They were great.
So good.
If I do want to take a quick moment, however, before we get into wrap-ups and everything, Marcy prepared something for us to sit here and enjoy.
You're so right.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we had some time to sit and watch that. It wouldn't be an anniversary without a Starlost blooper reel.
Marcy, do you have the most up-to-date version?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. is
Marcy
it-
prepares those
We're
for
good
us
to go.
all in her own kindness.
so it is still the link.
all-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's my something to contribute because everybody's contributed something.
Thank
Oh,
you so
Marcy.
much.
Marcy, you contribute making the show
Yeah, it's
work.
like literally the
You
show
pay
went.
me.
Yeah, but literally,
That's
it's
true.
if we didn't pay you, the show wouldn't come out. I'm the only one who can use Premiere.
You pay me, okay?
Not
Leave
true.
that
Pro
out.
and
know.
Pulse can both do it. They're not going to.
Oz.
I also know how to use Premiere, so does Oz.
Yeah. I think
There's
Ian also does. I
YouTube
think I'm the
videos.
only one who doesn't.
I'm the only one that would spend 6+ hours.
Okay, I know that's
okay,
fair. I
that
fucking
one's
hate
true,
editing.
yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
You get there
shall we?
eventually, you know. you get your roses eventually, but yeah, let me go ahead and switch us over to Adius. And none of us have seen this.
Are we gonna have to watch the stream to
no,
watch
I'm
this?
gonna screen share.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you screen share in the Discord.
Yeah.
Yes.
None of us have seen this, so if some real out of pocket shit shows up, blame Marcy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be wild. I'm excited.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
I'm in. I'm ready.
Did
you do test recording? Are we Gucci?
I did a test recording before we even moved here.
Begin the recording.
It already is.
Woo! Okay.
It's been so
Hello,
long.
Marcy.
Hi, Marcy. I say it's been so long. It's been 3 weeks.
Hi, Marcy. It's 2025. Let's get it.
Marcy asked us to do a favor. One at a time, starting with Cryo, then Crow, K, Ray, Pulse. They asked for an individual clap sync from each of us. So. Okay.
It didn't. Oh,
Okay, try again. your audio.
I heard that one.
Ray. Thank you, Pulse.
Hold on. I got to turn off my noise canceller.
That was a
That
good
was
clap.
Yeah.
that was clap.mp3.
All right.
Kay actually just hit a button on a soundboard.
That clap
Well-
sound.
How? with what?
With
You
your
also hit a button that played the video of you clapping.
I have one of those like foot pedal things.
Yeah,
You have like one
Stream
of
Deck.
Oz's fake little videos set up. that you just-
Don't worry, guys. I'll clap.
All right, you ready?
Hey. I'm so
right.
sorry, Marcy.
The hands up was crazy.
Yeah. Everybody needs to clap sync to help Marcy's life be
Oh,
easier.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Top to
Do we
bottom,
have an
we'll go-
order?
Just wait your turn.
I don't know when my turn is.
Same.
Okay, Cryo.
I don't know what my turn is. We're all numbered. Okay, I'll go. Noah,
Bro.
you.
I'm sorry, I'm going on actual like the layout that I'm
Oh,
staring
I
at.
thought
okay.
our numbers.
From now on, we'll clap sync in the Discord order, and as soon as you clap, say the name of the next person below you in Discord.
Okay.
That's just what we'll do. It'll just go straight down.
Okay.
Cryo.
Noah,
Ray.
Okay.
Crow.
Close enough.
It's kind of.
Marcy, I hope you appreciate this.
Did you hear that?
Emma.
You
It's
hear
Ritz
that?
getting up. It's Ritz currently in the
Ritz woke
process
up
of
with
waking
heartburn.
up.
Quick before Crow does like a lot of talking, his mic is like doing like a screech or something, like a yeah, like a very high
Oh, is it?
whine. Yeah,
Let me fix.
it's not doing
It's
it all the
doing it
time.
when you're talking.
Yeah,
It's like when you start talking, you
Ah.
can hear it in the background.
Right here. How we?
it is doing
It's
it.
doing it right there?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a sec. Right here. We
Still
good?
doing it.
Is it
Still
doing
here.
it? What the fuck? I actually have no idea what that is. I'm just gonna do
Cryo,
this
you're
then.
you might be too old to hear this frequency.
That's a crazy thing to
I
say.
was gonna say maybe it's because they have speakers, and so
Yeah.
it's just sort of drowned out in
How
the
about now?
background.
Well,
noise.
the only reason I say that is
Oh.
because it is really high pitched.
Say
Okay,
again.
how about now? Are we good?
Nope.
How about now?
Still here. Yeah, no, it's
Still
there.
doing it.
I thought it was my. All right. So
I'm sorry, Cryo. I'm so sorry, Cryo. I just
still reeling.
you lose a lot of high frequencies between the age of 24 and 29. I'm not saying you're 29, but Marcy's gonna
It's
have
just
so much blooper
so
material
fucked
from
up.
this one episode.
My
So
old
fucked
ass.
up. Yeah, Cryo, you're too old to hear. Like Cryo is like 80.
I said might. I said
Let me turn on my fucking hearing aid. Hang on.
yeah, grandparents.
I got my cochlear implant. Hang on.
All right, we good now?
It's still there.
I think you sound fine. We do this every week.
It comes back every week.
Still there?
Still there.
Is it really that jarring? Like I can't. I don't know how I fix that. I
Cryo, don't do it.
go explore really fast.
I can't hear this either. I don't know what the fuck they're talking
It might just
Oh,
be
no.
like not even. It
Shut
might
up.
not even be like
Hang
a
on.
microphone thing.
It's still there. I
I literally turned him up to 200% and I can't hear anything. I genuinely think you two are gaslighting me now.
No.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I promise you, I'm not. Like it isn't.
Genuinely, 200%. Can't hear.
I
couldn't
don't know what to
hear
tell you
shit.
here, Chief.
Yeah, it's there. Unfortunately, I wish I was lying.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like-
just because we're old.
Try again. How's this?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Is it fixed?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I fucking unplugged my entire Go XLR.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Vane and Selic were off buying some magic items at Reddy's Runes. They got themselves a nice little conglomeration of things, and Rook definitely didn't cause any amount of chaos in the shop whatsoever.
Rook, what did you do?
Rook definitely didn't cause any kind of chaos.
Rook unplugs the.
You know what, Marcy?
Crazy.
You can keep this, but I need you to immediately switch to funny music.
That's so
The
funny.
other Rook side of Cryo's brain's like, I didn't cause it, I'm causing more. Wait, that's also me. Ah!
Rook pressing the power button on Cryo's PC. Invisibly.
Well, it was a great session of D&D, everybody. We did real good.
We're doing great. Amazing.
Oh no,
Again?
it's not a good day. It's not a good day.
Oh no. Maybe they did need to get anything for their router. And the
Oh,
restart was
okay.
just like a temporary solution.
No, I don't think that's it. Because they said they were gonna kill someone.
Oh.
Number one,
Ah.
We'll never know what number one was.
Oh.
about
Ooh.
how there are
Oh my god.
How?
This montage was sponsored by Spectrum. Spectrum, for when you want to get everything done 10 times slower than you normally should.
Thanks, Spectrum. Hi, Spectrum. Yeah.
This was sponsored by Spectrum. Spectrum. Due date today, turn in tomorrow.
This episode is sponsored by Spectrum. Spectrum, for when you don't want your internet to work.
This
Spectrum.
episode is sponsored by the letter D for disconnect.
Spectrum. Give us money and we'll give you the bare minimum.
Spectrum, it'd be faster for you to walk the file over.
Here are a list of things you can do while you wait for your internet to come back. Die.
No, sorry, we can't
valuable
load that
wage.
list.
Hold on, let me Google the list. I'm gonna be here for a minute.
I enjoy how much of that blooper was just me reconnecting.
Dude, it was a rough one.
It was literally just to explain why Kay said I was talking about someone dying. It's because it was literally just my roommate kept restarting the router because they were like, the internet's kind of slow today. Let's restart the router. And I'm like, I'm doing things.
Yeah, for a while, a lot of our sessions were just internet issues over and over again. It was rough. I'm so glad it's petered out. Knock on wood. My table's wood.
It was rough too, because literally the next session was when they released the drivers for the 50 series of NVIDIA cards, which broke my computer because the first set of NVIDIA drivers that came out for my card after the 50 series released just had an error in them. So for the next 2 sessions, I couldn't record for more than an hour at a time.
Oh my god, I remember that.
I love when you found out because Monster Hunter Wilds was coming out, and I was like, Noah, have you updated your graphics drivers for Wilds? And you were like, no, I haven't updated my drivers in forever. And I was like, do you think that might have something to do with the recording issues? And you were like, hang on. And then you just like muted and just started updating drivers, and then everything worked.
Literally, the day you suggested that was when the new drivers came out, because it was like a day or two after Wilds came out.
Yeah.
And so legitimately for like 2 weeks, I just had drivers that were corrupted because NVIDIA hates us.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of technical issues.
Thank you, Marcy, for putting together bloopers. They're always fun.
Yes,
I
they're great.
genuinely think you could have heard the high-pitched sounds if you had your headphones on.
So
I mean, maybe I might also just be old.
Really
No!
fun fact, because I either am now too old to hear it, or we do mix the episodes past Discord, obviously. So whatever mixing we did to the episode, it's gone. That sound is gone, or maybe it's the YouTube compression or something. That sound is gone. So that makes that bit even funnier because it means that the entire time you're in Cryo's perspective.
It's so funny because I wasn't there for that session.
Yeah.
That specific one, but I was sent the audio file because I was in New York with family. So I listened to that session, and in the very beginning, I was like, that whole time I was like, yeah, I can hear it. They're not gaslighting you, Cryo. I can hear it too. No, they're being for real. I can hear it.
Ray told me this. I met up with Ray in New York in person, and I was like, did you listen to the last session? And Ray was like, yeah, that sound was real, by the way. And I was like, what do you mean?
It really doesn't help that it was Kay and I saying it. The two people who love gaslighting you.
Yes, exactly. That's why
But by that point, that was the session that like our technical. So for a while we were recording on Thursdays because Ray's work schedule had shifted for a little bit, and then you guys were also wrapping up your home campaign. So it was like 2 months to where we were recording on Thursdays, and we will never do that again.
Thursdays just doesn't work well for Starloss.
The second that we switched to Thursdays, Ray's internet started dropping, Cryo's internet started dropping, my stuff started going sideways, Crow's audio started acting up, so we've just decided Thursdays cursed.
Yep.
Not a day for Starlost. That's why
Only
Thursday
Monday.
doesn't exist in Starloss. It's a different day now.
It's Monday now.
It's Wednesday too.
Oh, really? Damn. Okay.
It's duel day. I don't know.
There you go.
It's the day when you duel on Thursdays. That's why it's cursed. There's so many ghosts from duels. Congrats, everyone. You're here for this new lore that is invented and will not be implemented. It's Thursday.
For real though, Cryo. I heard that loud and clear. You're not.
Oh my god, I know it's real, but I can't hear it.
It's so faint. It's literally so faint.
It's so much easier to hear when you don't have music going and all this other stuff. Like when we're just sitting, because we don't listen. I don't listen to music when we play sessions generally because it'll fuck with the recording, or just I don't generally. So when Crow, it's mostly Crow because the Go XLR was a great piece of technology, but they've fired the entire team twice now. So it's kind of taken a little bit of a hit.
Alas. All right. As we are sort of wrapping things up, because it's been almost 2 hours.
Yes.
I want to present something right now to the three of you.
Oh.
An opportunity. You guys can ask me any lore questions. Anything. And if it does not actively spoil something that's coming up in campaign 2, I will answer.
Cryo.
Mm-hmm.
When do we get to find out where the Hands of Time came from?
Where the Hands of Time came from is something that will be spoiled in campaign 2 if I talk about it here. They are relevant. I've mentioned this briefly to Ray and to Kay in conversation, but I will say it outright now for you and all the audience to hear. The Hands of Time, as crucial as they were to Hickory and Doc, are fundamental world-building things that I intend to use for not only last campaign, but also this one and campaign 3. So they will be relevant in all of them.
Are we ever going to get... Am I going to get to play Hickory and Doc again, exploring them?
Maybe.
Okay. I'm satisfied.
Wait.
That was... Listen, man, that is something that has sat on me for 3 years now.
Well, because the Hands of Time are more than just your 2 swords. There's
Correct.
also the spear, and there are other
Yes.
components of the Hands of Time. There are grand total 9 of them.
Ooh.
I have so many questions.
I know. I knew this would cripple you specifically.
I want them back so bad. Listen, I just know that you said that there might be like a fourth epilogue that is further along. Like other stuff has to happen first before we can get to this fourth epilogue to where I can play Hickory and Doc again and I actually get my answers. And I needed to ask right now because it is something that I have harbored for 3 years, Cryo.
I know.
The Hands of Time for campaign... It actually bothers me more that you said it's for campaign 2 and beyond, which means that there's a non-zero chance I don't figure out what the deal with my specific hands are until the next campaign.
Correct.
Oh no.
Marcy, you got one?
I'm going to be married.
I have so many. This is like a wish spell. Why?
Yeah. It's like a wish spell with a time limit.
So
okay. You first. Oh,
it is a question that cannot spoil things in campaign 2.
Yeah, if I've already thought up how it's going to tie into campaign 2 or potentially campaign 3, because spoiler alert, I've already started thinking and foreshadowing campaign 3. Then I will answer it in a more vague way. But if it is not, I will just give you the concrete answer. This is your free wish cupcake from the Fairly Odd Parent.
This is like
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I appreciate that.
because it's like I can't. Because we are playing campaign 2, I can't just ask a campaign 2 question, even though that's like so relevant. Like I want to know so many things about Euros. Like what the fuck is he doing? Where the fuck are my parents?
Wait, where is it coming?
Then there's the whole other thing.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And there's the other thing, Cryo.
I do.
And then there's like the thing we discovered later on that I can't talk about yet. which is massive. And then there's also
Oh no, you were there. I'll explain later.
And then there's also anything about William Black that I could just ask for. But, like, that's obviously going to fucking be covered in campaign 2, so you can't answer that. And then there's also...
Do you have any big crushing lore questions from campaign 1?
If I had any, I would have already asked.
Alas.
Wait. Hello, am I muted?
No.
I have one.
Oh.
Hit it.
The book that was given to Dolus during
During the epilogue of just the downfall of a god.
Yeah. I'm gonna be vague with it, just so you know, no spoilers. But will that happen in the campaign?
It will not happen in the campaign because I have every intent for it to happen in a one shot.
Which god?
I'm not gonna say which god.
You know which god.
There is one you've got a particular beef with, so you know.
Yeah,
Could be
Tiamat,
that
suck
one.
my dick. Crowd, this is a fun one because we've talked about this before.
I gave you your one.
Yeah, but this one is just for shits and gigs to give Ray a little more time. Because I'm gonna let you decide something right now.
Oh, I love that. That's fun.
So we've talked about the fact that both Hickory and Doc separately have a family. Both of them, you know, Hickory adopts and Doc has a kid or multiple. I will let you decide right now how many Doc has and what gender they are.
Oh, I already decided he has 3. He's got an oldest boy, a youngest boy, and a middle child girl.
Fair enough. I chose because I know I've talked about what Hickory would adopt, and I was like, well, that makes sense. I get to choose the child I adopt, but then
You know, you said Doc would have multiple kids like forever ago when we talked about it, and I was like, okay. So they exist in my brain. You can name them if you want. I haven't named any of them.
Okay, cool. That actually puts one thing aside for me because I was like, how old is Lance?
Is Lance my kid?
Is Lance my kid?
I'm losing my fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew this would be torture. I figured it would be torture for Marcy and Ray the most. I knew you'd have a fucking question.
I always have a question.
I know you always have a question.
I want to ask about the fucking...
Don't say it yet. He might answer.
Is there something in Scattered you want to ask about? There's a
was
big
thinking
wide
about
world.
That too. I was thinking about that too. Like, I could...
Use your question. Use your question carefully. He might answer, and we don't get the answers anymore.
Hey.
Hey.
No, I said
How you
they.
I appreciate that.
Oh my god.
Lock in, Ray. Ray, I have to piss, and I can't do that if you're
Oh, that's
sitting
even funnier. Oh, that's even funnier. You shouldn't have told me
That's gonna
that.
make Ray speed up. That's gonna make Ray take more time. Why would you let them know that? Never show them weakness.
Dude,
Like
I
turning your back on the
fucking
bear.
I hit my leg so hard just now, it is actively still in pain.
Ow.
God. The only burning question that's like not related to anything is it's such like a such a shit question, honestly. How's Vecnos doing?
Well, Martin is just kind of resting. He is gone back to just being like the key component of the dreaming dark and subconscious. And so he has not possessed anyone in the meantime, in the interim. He is still just there, resting in the dark. Like, he is just kind of sitting with his thoughts. And who knows, maybe in tens of thousands of years, he'll get angry enough to try again, but he's at peace. As peaceful as he can be, being just one fragment of existence.
Did Cogdios ever try to visit him to actually talk?
Oh, I mean, no, because they don't want, like, he doesn't want to talk to Cogdios. He wants to kill Cogdios. That would be detrimental to
Hey man,
success.
that was part of the wish that Twink made, so I had to ask.
I briefly touched on this, I think, in a previous shanties, but Cogdios explains to all of you that he has omnipotence. But then he also explains to you guys that he hopes one day in the future, maybe him and Vecnos can get along again and talk again. And he hopes that because he can't see it. Even though he has omniscience, he cannot see a future where he and Vecnos just relax together again. So it is either so improbable that even he can't see it, or it happens outside of your current universe.
L.
Yeah. So, fun little bit of lore about Cogdios and Vecnost right
Man, if
now.
Vecnost rolled back up, I'd be kind of pissed. I'd be like, what do we do this shit for, man?
Campaign 3.
No. Campaign 3 will not be Vecnos 2 Electric Boogaloo.
That's a question I'll answer. I currently have no plans on Martin or Vecnost showing back up.
Sick.
Not even as like a cameo, like you meet a person who gives you some information and then says their name is Martin and then you never see them again thing. Like, he's out.
He's in the
taking a
dreaming
break.
dark. He's there.
Yeah, he's taking a long ass break. You will not have to worry about Martin pulling up in the foreseeable future.
I mean, after several tens of thousands of years of trying to get even, you'd think that rest would be about the equivalent.
I'm so mad. I want to ask about the fucking.
About what?
About the thing that's supposed to be one.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say on stream. I'll tell you guys off stream.
Hasn't that already been revealed?
One.
But how?
No, yeah,
Oh.
but I'm
What
sorry.
happened?
I more meant along the lines of why can't you just say the name of the thing because that's been revealed?
Oh. But it hasn't.
Has
It hasn't been
It
revealed.
hasn't?
No. It hasn't.
Am I thinking of the wrong thing?
You are. I'll DM you.
Oh, no.
Almost.
Because that happens later.
Yeah, that happens once
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
are
yeah.
above water again.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? What the fuck are you guys
Look at your DMs. When I say I DM you, it means I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
I want to ask about that so bad, but I know that's just going to be revealed in campaign, so I just have to be patient.
Yeah.
Also, it is still a spoiler for the next few sessions still, because it hasn't been brought up yet.
Yeah, I know. I know, but I want to
Pain,
know.
Pego. Alas,
Who wants
c'est la
just
vie.
10
So it
unadulterated
goes.
minutes of race suffering?
Well, I'm so glad we could cap this off with just Ray experiencing vast amounts of pain for 15
And
minutes.
being unable to ask a real question.
Oh my god.
Strangle you, Cryo.
Do it.
You gotta hit them with a real bitch.
The
No.
realist. Alas, poor Noah. I knew him well. What's happening to Noah?
What happened to me? I
you
was
good?
the one that got to ask. I was the one who was immediately just like, hey, Cryo, what about this thing? And Cryo went, oh, yeah, you'll get that eventually.
Well, to everybody out there who just got the answers to those 3 questions, awesome.
Ooh, wait, can I do this one? Can I do this one? Hang on, I'm gonna the question from Blaze Fuse. Can I give
Give
an
us a
answer?
singular word to look forward to. Yeah, you can use just that one word and
The
no
singular
other-
word.
Only the word. Don't even talk about
Storm.
Storm.
it. Ah,
That's a good
All right.
word.
Yeah.
It's a good word, especially for what's coming up. But for now, I think this is probably a good place to call it because we don't really have a whole lot planned for this time. We'll be doing shanties sometime in the near future.
Yep.
Captains, keep your eyes open. You will get an alert sometime before.
I was say,
the
Kofi,
end
I
of
feel
the
like you're gonna
month.
start getting a lot more stuff here soon.
Yeah.
Of just like us trying new things because we don't have a lot of time to do live stuff, but we do have a lot more time to like slowly build stuff.
Good stream, same time next year. Maybe if we remember Oz.
Yeah. Who's to say? But anyway, thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for 4 years. Genuinely, we couldn't do this without you. If you want our little section of the internet to get bigger, tell your friends. Tell people who aren't your friends. Tell the internet. Tell your dad. They might like it.
If you're not on the if you're not on the Discord yet, join the Discord. There's cool
Join the
people
Discord.
there. Yeah.
There will be a link somewhere.
If you are
I
on the
think it's in
Discord,
description.
hi.
Hey. Okay, bye.